If we're all being honest, the new Justice League movies and DC kind of sucks. Marvel, obviously a lot of people, and probably everyone, unless you're some kind of weirdo and you like Batman v Superman, I mean, hats off to you, because it's a hard movie to enjoy. And if you were to guess why DC movies are just awful today, what would your answer be? I'm going to let you think about this long and hard. Literally, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think about this, okay? Alright. Zack Snyder. Yeah, I kind of lied because it's obvious. Zack Snyder does not know these heroes. He thinks Superman is this whole emotionless little get that only cares about Lois Lane and his mother. But if you ever picked up a Superman comic, that is not the case. But obviously, a lot of people don't watch comics and just the movies. So this is how everyone thinks Superman is stupid. How many people have you heard say that? Everyone thinks Superman is stupid because this is who he is in films now. This is not who Superman is, if you're aware. Superman is this chill dude. He gets coffee for Supergirl in a comic. He's normal. He grew up on Earth and discovered he had these superpowers. He's a normal kid. What I think, have you seen the old Superman movies? All I think they did, they thought, okay, Superman's strong. He's actually Clark Kent. And his only weakness is Green Rock. Okay, right, we get the gist of it. That's all they got, the gist of it. And then they made a Superman movie. I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying it wasn't based on anything. So it's kind of confusing. Now, there's actually a TV show that I think Superman is represented very well. And it's a very good show. If you haven't seen it, the old Justice League cartoon, this is it. So, Superman and all the heroes in it are represented in funny and the way they're meant to be. Literally, if you look at this episode here, Wonder Woman and Batman are going to the Fortress of Solitude, and Superman's in an alien coma, and he's living his dream life with a wife, kid, and dog. And then he has to tell his kid that he has to go, his fake son, and his emotion. Look, he has emotions. It's not real, he knows that, but look how real it is to him. He has emotions and he needs to deal with them. Not just, I wonder where Lois Lane is. What I love about this show is that it has every single hero saving people. That's all I ask. In a superhero film, you need to save people. Again, this is the Justice League intro. It's actually a very catchy intro. Maybe you should listen to it. But that's all I ask. If you are a superhero, it is your job to save people. Now, what I like about Iron Man 3 is there is a scene where he actually saves people. And that's just so cool, because that's what he's meant to do. The same thing applies to Batman. Zach, if you change a concept about Batman and he starts killing people, then everyone who doesn't read comics is going to kind of think the same. And as you can see in the thumbnail, there are 3 movies that we are going to run through and why they do it brilliantly. First up, Lego Batman. This movie is amazing.
Gasp!
Sir, it's time for you to stop this unhealthy behavior. You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, and staying up all night.
Good night, Alfred.
Sir, it's morning.
For me, there are 2 simple things that make this movie great and better than a lot of DC films. Number 1, it's hilarious. Obviously, this film takes everything about Batman in the comics, but puts it in a lighter way. Batman is emotionless. Superman is not the one who's meant to be emotionless. Batman really doesn't care about anyone. He's just in the shadows, saving everyone. And in this movie, he only cares about himself. It's in a very lighter tone. Number 2, it annoys me that no one has watched this film. Everyone watched the trailer right on screen now, and then they saw it was by the same people who made the Lego movie, and that is also very underrated. Both of these movies have not been watched enough because they are way too underrated, and people think both these movies will suck because it's Lego. And I would like to mention, all of these movies have something in common. The Lego Batman movie is made by the same people who did the Lego movie. Both of those movies are very underrated and are very talented creators making them. And then the people who wrote the Lego movie, guess what they wrote? Spider-Verse. Hey! And Spider-Verse was made when Sony and MCU had a nice time. They were nice to each other. Yeah, they were lovely. And what's in the thumbnail that's made by the MCU? Thor Ragnarok. But they also have everything in common as well, because it's all something to do with the creators. Because the creators know what they're doing. I already explained that the Joker talks about many villains in the Batman world that no one thought existed because no one knows the comics. But now, everyone who's seen this movie looked up who the Condiment King is. I know I did. I don't know about you, but I'll take a Lego movie over made up shit any day of the week. Like a lot of people, me and my brother love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And he did not know that Spider-Verse had the same writers as the Lego movie. He always thought the Lego movie was trash, even though he never watched it. And I always had a thought, if he gave it a go, he would actually enjoy himself. Once he figured out this, he gave it a go. And now he actually said that this movie is not bad. The performances in these movies is what I think brings it all together. Look how many talented actors are in the Lego movie. Will Arnett, Chris Pratt, Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, Will Ferrell. Literally, some of the most talented actors you could ask for. And they are all in this movie. And they are all doing a fantastic job. Now, I'm not saying that the recent DC movies don't have good acting. Everyone thought Ben Affleck was going to be absolute shite. But he really brought it together. And now he is Batman.
I've just been bat-mailing on my bat phone.
It's just such a shame that this guy doesn't know anything. Read the comics, it's not hard. Right, I've been shitting on Zack Snyder for quite a while now. It's time to talk about some good films. Start with Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is actually one of the best superhero movies, if not the best superhero movie today. This movie is full of action and emotion, and many times it's action and emotion at once. The first scene, one of the first scenes, is Peter Parker, yes, Spider-Man, dies. Our favourite superhero just dies by a powerful man The performances are very amazing and very convincing. The whole film is about Miles Morales trying to figure out his new life. Because obviously, he got bit by a radioactive spider, and now his life's kind of in the shit. Whilst doing this, he has to deal with how the other Peter Parker is kind of lazy. He's not in the shape he's meant to be in, and that obviously causes problem for Miles, because now he has to deal with stupid fat Spider-Man. But Miles still has to consider that fat Peter Parker is still more skilled than him at being Spider-Man. Miles does not know what he is doing. He is scared to jump off buildings. And if you ask me, it's kind of Spider-Man's whole deal. You can tell the people making this film know what they're doing. You can tell that they've read a Spider-Man comic because of the weird stuff in here. Even look at the end credit scene when bloody Spider-Man 2099 goes back to the 60s Spider-Man show. It's hilarious. Spider-Man Noir, the tech Asian Spider-Man, and then bloody Piggy. Yeah, it's still funny. Also, this film has some of the best animation I've ever seen in a film. It is a comic book. It looks exactly like a comic book. It even has, like, the whole speech bubble things and the whole spiky thought bubbles. Pretty much watching a comic book. Right, I think I've gotten my thought out, so time to move on to another Marvel film. Go figure. Thor Ragnarok is pretty damn good. If you were to watch all 3 Thor movies in one sitting, I mean, I'd give you everything I have because I can't bear to sit through Thor 1 and 2. This movie is good because the writers and directors have learned their lesson. Thor is cool now. I will admit that both other Thors came out when the Marvel Universe wasn't meant to be all funny and crazy. It was just Thor being an ass. I like this drink. Another, please. You thought that was a bad joke? Well, that was one of the jokes used in Thor 1. Yes. This film is so crazy that it's very hard to think how they came up with the ideas for this film. But then I had some comic research, and this is how they made Thor Ragnarok. This film is made from 3 comics. 3 pretty... well, 2 that you can see on the first page, but the last one is very hard to find because it's very rare, but you can tell that the people who made this film know the comics, and that's how they were able to find it. Right, Stan the man, I got the 3 comics for Thor, so we're going to take some of the massive scale battles from Thor God of Thunder. Yeah, you know, the one where he's fighting Galactus. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one, but turn Galactus into, like, this massive guy, this massive fire guy, yeah? Just to make him, like, destroy Asgard and some epic, you know, fights to happen. Yeah, that seems alright to me. How about to add a bit of humour, we take some stuff from Thor the Mighty Avenger, yeah? That show will give us some comedic elements to this movie. You still with me, Stan? Yep, sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And to finish it off, we'll put in some Planet Hulk.
Hey, who knows?
Right, lads. I'm gonna end the video here. This was hopefully in a bit more detail than the other one. It was in as much as I could. I know I was gonna talk about the Fall of Game of Thrones, but I realised I would have to go through literally every single character and why they were ruined by the end of the show. I wanted to have a mix of good and bad in a video, but you know, I don't know. Was there more good than bad? Who knows? But anyway, hopefully Adam will post his video very soon. He has actually told me next week, either Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know, it's up to him. I don't make the rules around here. Even though he can't leave the house, he's probably going to come over and whip me right now. Oh crap, there he is. Okay, see you later.